Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over my top 5 claw grip mice for 2024. This is just a continuation of my 2023 list and just a more up-to-date list so people can have better framed references for what's good to pick up now if you are a claw grip player, which is kind of just the most common grip style. So let's get started. And first, I just want to say thank you to all the brands that sent me out all these mice, with special thanks to Lethal Gaming Gear, Pulsar, Metkeys, and Zowie. Just a few of the brands. I have a lot of brands that sent me out mice, and a couple I've also purchased myself that I really enjoy for both claw, fingertip, palm. Really just depends. And before we really get the video started, I just want to go over a couple of my honorable mentions. First, the Lethal Gaming Gear LA1. The LA1 is a really fantastic mouse. There was a little bit of drama with it because there is side flexing, which is why it's not making my top 5 for 2024, but the clicks on it feel really good. The comfort grooves on the front of the mouse are absolutely fantastic. And then the back hump is very similar to the M3S Veyron by Darmo Shark, but it's just a really nice, unique feeling mouse with good feeling clicks. And I think it's like $80 from Lethal Gaming Gear, code Stubby to get, I believe, 5% off. But I'm just gonna put this in. I would mention this is a fantastic mouse that I really have no issues with. And I can easily see myself recommending this to somebody who's looking for a claw grip mouse with really deep comfort grooves. That's like a medium-ish shape. This is perfect for medium to large hands. And then second, we're gonna go over the G Pro X Superlight. This is my last honorable mention. This is just a tried and true mouse. And the reason why I'm putting this in honorable mentions is because somebody's going to say, why didn't you put out the Superlight? Why not the Superlight? It's good for all grips. It is. It's good for palm, good for fingertip, and good for claw, which makes it kind of like that balanced hybrid for every mouse shape. And the Viper V3 Pro is very similar to this. I don't personally own a copy of the V3 Pro because I'm not made of money, so I just couldn't spend $200 on the mouse at the time. But the V3 Pro probably would have been number one on this list, but it is more, like I said, of a all-around mouse, good for claw, fingertip, and palm. Kind of that in the middle, like the Superlight, which is why the Superlight is in this honorable mention, because someone is going to say that, why didn't I add it? Now that that's taken care of, let's go over my actual top 5 for this year. So first, I wanted to start with the XM2WE. This mouse is a tried and true mouse. People absolutely love the shape. The XM1R was like the mouse to have at the time. And this is just the wireless version of the XM1R. I really do enjoy this mouse. The back hump just fits into my palm so perfectly. And my only gripe is how flat these clicks are, but some people really prefer it. The only downside to the XM2WE is that it doesn't have 4K hertz, which is like make or break for a lot of people. For me, that's not a big deal, but I know that some people really care about having 4K hertz, and the XM2W, I believe 4K or 8K, they have a new one coming out that's going to be the actual brother of this one, as they've canceled the XM2W and then they just updated all the internals to match the OP18K. And then in the same vein as the XM2WE, we're gonna go over the Lamzu Atlantis. This is a near one-to-one clone. The main differences is that the Atlantis is just ever so slightly wider than the XM2WE, which makes it a different shape technically. But because of the fact that it is still such a large claw grip mouse, and when I say claw grip, I mean back hump focused, not center hump focused like the G Pro X Superlight. This sports very similar performance to the XM2WE in its 1K hertz mode, but the Atlantis does do 4K hertz, and I believe they're working on 8K hertz mode, don't quote me there. The clicks feel really nice using transparent blue shell pink dots in the V2 of this, and has a really nice grippy coating on par with the Endgame Gear coating. And this is a really nice mouse for people looking for that medium to large style mouse with that really nice pronounced back hump, really good for palm contact and then curling the fingers in. Next, we're gonna go on to the NP01S style of mouse. The reason why I say style of mouse is because I don't own the NP01. I do own the NP01S, which is, the NP01S. But this style of mouse is very tried and true. It has a very low back hump, and it's also kind of like an S2 inspired shape. But what makes the NP01S and the NP01 very unique is that they're asymmetrical mice. The Incot G Hero has a really nice side bump here, and it cuts in really nice here. So when you're playing claw grip, you can get really nice palm contact, and then curl your fingers over, and then have support on the side where your pinky and ring finger are, and then your thumb has a really nice place to rest for where your thumb would lay. This is a fantastic mouse. Same thing with the NP01S. The NP01S is just a little bit less of this side bump here, but it's still a very, very, very pronounced side bump. The NPO one is closer to the Incot G Hero. This is more of a mesh between the two, but both of these mice are absolutely fantastic for claw grip, and I recommend picking it up for anyone looking for an asymmetrical shape because they just don't like the way symmetrical mice feel, and they want something that's really good for claw grip with decent performance. Both of these mice do support 4K hertz. The Incot G Hero does have 8K hertz support, and the 8K is fantastic. I'll leave links for both of these in the description. You go pick them up. They will not be affiliated links, and I will mention if they are affiliate links. So next we're going to be going over Pulsar. Pulsar just has so many mice. When I say so many, I mean they have like 20 different variants of the X2. So we're gonna put the X2 V2 at number 3. It is just a really good mouse, and I'm really just gonna put Pulsar at number 3 because they also have the X2H Mini. They also have the X2 Mini. They also have the X2H. They also have the X-Lite. All of these mice are fantastic for claw grip, and it's really hard to just pick one from Pulsar. So we're gonna do Pulsar as a brand. All of their mice are fantastic for claw grip, specifically the X2 Medium for medium to large hands, the X2H for very large hands, and then the X2 Mini for smaller hands, something around like 17 cm, 16 cm. The X2 Mini would feel really good for that claw grip. For larger hands, the X2 Mini feels a lot better for fingertip, which is what I personally use with this mouse. All of the modern Pulsar mice do support 4K hertz, the X2H, the X2V2, the X2A, the X-Lite V3, I think that's it, the X2H Mini. All of them all support 4K. This is my modded X2 Mini Pink. This supports 4K as I used an X2H PCB into this one to allow it to have 4K hertz with a couple of compromises like no side buttons and just a little bit worse battery life because 4K does drain it a lot more. But this is a custom modded X2 Mini. If you want me to do this mod for you, just contact me on Twitter. I'm going to be opening up a web store for all my modding services because a lot of my mice, as you can see, are modded. But yeah, Pulsar, absolutely fantastic when it comes to their shapes. They have a couple issues as a brand, like the QC issues and whatnot, but if you're looking for a really good claw grip mouse, the X2 is a fantastic mouse. And before we go on to the next section, I just want to give a third honorable mention to the VXC R1. The VXC R1 is a 1-to-1 Pulsar X2 clone, but this can be had for as low as, I believe, $25 for the SC, $40 for the Pro, and they're just fantastic mice. Like, I have this right here is an absolute shocker, an absolute great performance. I'll put a link for this in the description alongside with the X2s because they're all just fantastic mice, and it's really hard to not recommend the R1 because you're getting very similar performance to the X2 alongside 4K hertz compatibility, very similar coatings, very similar everything. The only difference is that this is under the VGN brand and Pulsar is under Pulsar, obviously. Now we're gonna go into our top 2. We have here, this is the Lamzu Thorn. The Thorn is an ergonomic mouse. When I say ergonomic, I mean very tall center hump with a lean in the clicks. So yeah, as you see, it's not absolutely symmetrical here, and you can see there's a roll off towards the top here, and the bottom seems to be right hand oriented. This mouse, when I say it is the absolute perfect claw grip mouse, I don't main claw grip, I main fingertip, but when I'm playing with the Lamzu Thorn, it just feels magnificent. I've never had any real issues with the Lamzu Thorn being too short or too long. I have 21/10 hands, and this mouse just fits almost like a glove for claw grip. And the stock skates on this are near perfect. These are still stock skates. I have not replaced them yet. This has 4K hertz performance. This is using Raisha optical clicks, similar to the Razer optical clicks. And the coating on it is okay. Lamzu's never really had the best coating, but I can easily recommend them just because Lamzu support is fantastic. They'll get you new mouse if something happens to yours. Their software is relatively simple. It's very similar to other Chinese mice softwares. And it's just really not much to complain about when it comes to the Lamzu products. They're all just really good, very high quality. I'm even mating the Lamzu Maya at the moment because it's just a good mouse. Like, I have no complaints with Lamzu products. All right, and then in our number 1 spot, we are going to be going over the Fantech Helios 2. This is their Pro model. I believe there's a non-Pro model. Don't quote me there. I would have no idea. But the Fantech Helios has been probably the greatest mouse I've ever used to date. It supports 4K hertz, has a kind of coating. I believe this is an uncoated mouse. The Helios 2S, I believe, or Helios 2 Pro S, something like that. It's a very silly name. has coating, and it's just a significantly better mouse than the Helios 2. Unfortunately, I was able to get my hands on one. I have to wait till I'm able to actually pick one up. So right now I am using the Helios 2, but I've been using this one mouse for 6 months straight. This has been the only mouse in my rotation that I'm actively maining, I'm actively using, I'm actively searching for, I'm actively keeping charge. This has been the only mouse that I use, and it works for me because this is very similar to the S2. It has a very nice back focus hump, but it's really flat towards the top. And when you see the inside curves very nicely to the sides, and it pushes out a little bit to the top and bottom. When you're playing a claw grip, you can really just get locked into there, and I just feel like I'm one with the mouse. But I play like a palm fingertip, so this is how I would personally hold the mouse. But for claw grip, the Zowie S2 is just a very, very tried and true shape, and the Fanatec Helios is absolutely no different. You can even see white grips are awful. Don't ever buy white grips. Just as a pro tip, don't buy white grips. But there's just a lot of dirt on here because of how much I use the mouse, and I actively clean these grips at least once a week. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm not that much of a claw grip player myself, but I have come to enjoy claw grip just as a grip style. I prefer, like I said, like a palm fingertip hybrid, which is why a lot of these mice are more on the asymmetrical side of things. And before this video ends, I will be giving away one mouse. This is the Kazuya M11. This is what I've been calling the Death Adder V3 Mini. I know Razer's releasing one really soon, but this can be had for $34, and I'll be giving this away in this video. All you have to do is leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and then post in the comments your current main mouse, and I'll be picking out a winner within next week's video for the Kazuya M511. This is just a really solid mouse, and I personally mained it for a few weeks, and I've had no issues with it. And this is a brand new sealed mouse, so you'll be getting an untouched copy. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
My head hurts every time I try to speak to you. God forbid me.